What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for this monthly video because I wanted to do this video last month, but the way it fell with me being in Florida and just kind of like life just being like super messy, and so I didn't do it, but then I told myself I have to do it for the next month. Now, I love the idea of a monthly reset. I've never actually done it where I write everything down for the month, but I love the feeling at the beginning of the month. It's like the same feeling I get on a Monday. Like, I love Mondays because it's a whole new start. But I only like Mondays when I am prepared for a Monday, meaning Sunday I get to do all of my self-care stuff. I plan out my week, all of that stuff. And then I love the beginning of the month, but I feel like I'm not always so in tune with it. Like, I could do so much better. I go through the month a lot more productively if I just planned out the month. So that is what we're gonna do today. And it's weird that I'm doing this in October and it's like already towards the end of the year, but I feel like that's growth, right? Like, you know, it doesn't always work out at the beginning. Like, you don't, it takes some time for you to grow into things. And if you go through a growth process at the end of the year, then you do that. Do you, boo? So anyways, I feel like that intro was way too long. Let's jump into it. I want to do September reflections. September was amazing. It just made me realize and kind of focus on the fact that everything happens for a reason. Literally, September was like the biggest, like that was it for me. Like, you know, like whenever something bad happens, like I feel like now, after just September was like the cherry on top, just I feel like something better is going to come. Like, don't get discouraged. Don't think that this is it, this was your last year. Like, my faith in God is really big, and I think that everything that he does is for a reason. And if something does not work out, best believe is because there is a bigger plan happening. Now, it's not like you can sit back and things will just, you know, like, don't do anything about it and this is gonna magically happen. But like, continue working, and then what you get in return is going to be a lot bigger. So that's what September was for me. The way I'm going to do my monthly reset is, yes, I love the idea of deep cleaning. Now, I'm not including the whole deep cleaning process, but I did deep clean, and you saw that in the intro. I cleaned everything. I did all the washing. I even cleaned my walls, which I've never done. I've always done the borders of the house and stuff like that, but never the walls. And I got this really cool recipe. It's like hot water, baking soda, and some of the beads, like the freshener beads. I'll put it up here so you guys can take a look at it. And with a rag, and I just kind of wiped all the walls, and I made the house smell so good. And then I love doing that because it also helped me see like some scuffs that I never realized we had, or like some marks that, like, you know, it just looked cleaner after, and I love doing that. So I'm definitely gonna add that to my monthly cleaning. So besides that, I do a yearly goal, and I can put that up here. I did a video on there. I do a yearly goal, or yearly goals, never done the monthly ones, and I'm not trying to go overboard on the monthly ones. So I kind of made 5 categories: finance, nutrition, business, self-care, other as in like other growth type of stuff. So I just wrote it down in my little notebook here, kind of like, and then I went into my yearly goals, and now I have those taped in my closet. And not even like every month I go and I check it. It's whenever I'm looking for my clothes or something, I just glance at it, and then oh yeah, I forgot that was my goal. And then like unconsciously I start working on that goal without even just like purposely doing it. And then recently when I've been checking it, I'm like, oh my god, I did that already. Oh my god, I did that already. So I went in and I looked at a couple of them that I need to work on, and I added them to this. But I just kind of created my own categories for the month, things that I find are, you know, I want to focus on. So for finances, I recently heard somebody do the 50%, 30%, 20%. And basically what that is, it's 50% of your, Brian is home, Brian is home, but my video will not end. 50, 30, and 20. So basically the way they do it is 50% of your income is going to go to bills, 30% is going to be into savings, and 20% will be for you, whatever you want to spend that on. Okay, we had to relocate because the living room got super noisy and I could not concentrate. So as I was saying, I am going to try to do the 50%, 30%, and 20%. I think that if you are struggling to get your finances in check, or you're trying to really bring down your debt, or whatever it is that you want to do, if it is saving that you are working on, The Compound Effect is my favorite book. Now the tips here are not like never before heard tips, but I love the stories that they use, put it into perspective, and it just, the way the book reads, it's super easy. Whenever my finances kind of get out of control, or I lose track, or I'm kind of like spending too much, I always go back to this book, I reread. I have like highlighted, I don't know if you can see, but like I've highlighted and underlined so much, and I even write, you know, like I'll just go back and reread some of this stuff, and it kind of like puts me back into focus. So definitely recommend the book. For October, I also put no spending unnecessarily, because I definitely think that for the summertime I was doing a lot of spending and a lot of Amazon orders or whatever. So I need to just get it back, rein it in, especially because the holidays are coming. So you know, you want to be prepared for that. You go out eating, you need to buy gifts, you need to do this and that. So you want to be prepared for those things. Okay, for my nutrition, I have Mindful Eating and Learn More About Nutrition. So what I know about nutrition is pretty much like the basics. I know all about macros and micros and proteins, carbs, fats, all of that. I'm not conscious about it all the time, especially because I don't track my macros. Nutrition is so important, and as I feel like as I get older, food starts affecting me differently, and so I really need to understand exactly what is happening, what I'm eating, and how my body's reacting to it. So I want to learn more about that. For business, oh my gosh, for business, I have Get My Ideas Organized. So I have such a hard time kind of balancing YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. It's really hard for me. I don't know why, with a 9-to-5 job, and then I go to the gym at 5 a.m. and it's just a lot. It like sometimes I feel like I have so many ideas and I'll write all the ideas down, but putting everything into place, or like getting the idea out there, or you know, like staying consistent doesn't always work for me. And I feel like that's why I am so behind in my engagement on my social platforms. So I really need to work on getting my ideas organized and kind of like coming up with a plan. And I know that a lot of people, what is it, like they do bulk content and then they plan it out for the week, and or they'll spend one day of just recording and now they've got enough content for the month. And I really need to do that. Like, I need to get that, because consistency and just kind of like staying on top of it, like that's the only thing that's going to really get me out there. Also, I have a little project that I am working on, and so it's been super slow. Like, I'll work on it, it looks good, and then it takes me a little bit of while like to jump back in. So I really want to launch that and share that with you, probably next video or something like that. But I really want to launch that in October. Self-care and fitness, I want to consistently stay active. So even when I feel like I typically work out at least 4 days of the week, but then for those other 3 days I feel like I don't do anything. So I want to get into the habit of always just moving, doing something, whether it's going for a walk or stretching, or just doing something that gets me active. I need to drink my water. Also, if I am not in the gym, like if I don't go to the gym that day, I don't know why, I like my water intake is like half of what I usually have. So I really want to just consistently, whether I'm in the gym or not, drink my water. So for my other growth, now this category is like, it's just other small little things that I want to focus on. I really need to practice driving. So this is kind of funny, because about, I kid you not, like about 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, I got my driver's license in New York City. And I think, so I took classes, I had like somebody teaching me, and then everything was kind of like consistent. Like, so I would go to class, and then I took the test and I passed, and so I got my driver's license. But then I never got a car, and I never drove anywhere. And then we moved to Montreal, and then I don't know, and now it's like, now it's in my mind, that's like, oh my god, like I'm really nervous about it. But like, I wasn't I mean, obviously I passed the test, like I know how to drive, but I just feel like I haven't had practice. So I really need to practice, because eventually I am gonna have to get a car, and I will have to take myself everywhere. So I really need to practice on that. And lastly, I have something called a one-touch rule. And I know I heard this somewhere. Somebody, I gotta figure out who it was that said it first and where I got it from, because it did not come from me. But I heard it somewhere, and I'm like, oh my god, I need this in my life. So I am a super messy person. So I think it's just from like me trying to do multiple things at once. Like, I'll be cleaning the kitchen, or like then I'll go into the living room, I'll do something, then I'll go into the bathroom, I'll do something. So I will like grab a brush, using them, rather put it back in the drawer, I'll put it on the counter, and then before you know it, it's chaos. So it drives Brian crazy, because he's a super neat person. He's like super neat, which is, it's funny because I'm like super messy, but I'm super clean. Like, I'll spend all day cleaning. Like, I will deep clean the hell out of the apartment, but I'm super messy. He just everything he does, he just puts it back where it belongs, like all the time. Like, he comes into a house, he takes it off, he puts it where it belongs. So anyways, I want to get into the habit of doing this one touch rule. So you grab an item and you use the item and you only touch it once. So you touch it once and you put it back to where it belongs. Like, don't just, oh, later, don't just, I'll come back to it. No, it's a one touch rule. So you touch it once and then you have to put it back to where it belongs. And I've actually been doing this. I started like a week ago. Yes, like a week ago. And I feel like I'm doing good at it. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just, I don't know, it's me, but I'm like mindful of it every single time I do something. Sometimes I do kind of like forget and then it gets a little messy, but yeah, it helps me stay more organized, and then also it alleviates all the work over the weekend when I'm cleaning, organizing, all of that. So this one touch room, it's super good. And yeah, that is pretty much it for my monthly reset. Above all, I just want to do the best that I can, right? Like, I know I put all of these goals and stuff. I need to learn to kind of take the day as it comes and live with purpose, and just don't be so hard on yourself. But I feel like planning stuff out always kind of helps me like live at peace, or it calms me down. Like, it planning stuff out, it just makes me feel better. Like, I'm a big planner. And so I hope that this, we're gonna see like what this does. And we will check back in for a monthly reset in November. That's so crazy. And I hope you enjoyed this monthly reset. If you do something differently for a monthly reset, let me know down below, and I will see you guys next time. I hope that this month is filled with so much joy, so many blessings and gratitude. So I will see you guys next time.